Today we are taking over the final promoted club, Ipswich Town. The Tractor Boys have been promoted against all expectations. And so this season the task will be to somehow stay in the Premier League, even though in real life that is going to be a big massive task, maybe too much. As we usually do in those rebuilds, we have a look at the squad. There are the new transfers in town, like Johnson, who is the right back now, 23.74 from West Ham. Hutchinson has made the move permanently from Chelsea, a quite talented boy. Smodic from, I think, West Brom has also come into the club. As well as Liam Delap on a permanent basis from Manchester City. And of course, Calvin Phillips from the same citizens has come over. He might be the biggest transfer they have made. To somehow give ourselves a chance in the Premier League in this first season, I am going to go with the park the bus formation, tactical vision for Ipswich Town. Also giving us a fighting chance by hiring a coach in every position and exploring the options on that coaching market also in the future. Giving us a fighting chance not only in, of course, this season, but also for the future by hiring Andrus Pern, a 5-star scout from Estonia who will go to England to create a few babies. After hiring these coaches, we are down to about 25 million in our budget. So 25 million for the first season is not a lot for Ipswich Town, for a promoted club. Where I'm certainly contemplating about bringing new players in is either the striking position, even though Delap is a very bright talent, so I'm not sure yet. Morsi is now 31, he's the captain. We have Cajust, who also came in from Napoli. He is one overall lower, so he's for now on the bench, but he will take over as he's much younger. Otherwise, maybe a new left midfielder, because Broadhead isn't really filling me with a lot of confidence. Hutchinson will grow a lot as well, but even there we have Burns, who I'm not sure about. Maybe sell him. There we have it. We have managed to sell Wes Burns to Stuttgart for 2.2 million. As well as Freddy Ladap, who goes to Young Boys for just over $1 million. Walton, who goes to Strasbourg for 1.6 million. And then a loan for El Hamadi to Ghent for 1 year. As well as selling Edmundson. We did that at the beginning already. Alongside Harness to Coventry, respectively Norwich. Selling Burns means we're up to 28 million in our budget to go in for our 3 players. The first signing we make is a free agent. I think in real life he has gone to a league that is a little bit obscure. But for now he is coming to Ipswich Town in this save. I couldn't turn down that opportunity. It is the former Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang joining us from the free agency list for €0. A big first start here. Big start for Ipswich Town on the market. At further low cost, we bring in yet another player. He's already 36, so no man for the future, but he's 82 overall. About the same rating than Aubameyang, but this time it's a goalkeeper. And a very good one at that. Former Real Madrid goalkeeper Keylor Navas joining us for a measly 800k from PSG. Our biggest signing yet in terms of transfer fee will be for a new left midfielder for the future. He comes in from France, from Lille. Hakon Arnar Haraldsson joining us at Ipswich for 8.2 million. I already show you one thing. Omar Hutchinson has changed his position from a right midfielder to a right winger. And he stays at a 69. I would have hoped that he goes up, but 7 weeks it will take. And so this is our final squad for this first season, with of course Ipswich Town in the Premier League. Aubameyang up top, 34, he's already 81 overall. Haraldsson on the left, 20, 73. And then finally, where is he? Of course, our goalkeeper Keylor Navas, 36, 82 overall. Can we stay in the Premier League? I have absolutely no idea. Let's see what comes out of this first season. The first season is done and dusted, and we just about survive. 16th spot, only 2 points above Brighton, who are shockingly relegated, alongside Bournemouth and Fulham. But we stay up on 34 points, third least wins in the division. We've only 7, but we've drawn 13 games, which has confirmed our spot in the Premier League for next season. On the other hand of the table, it is Manchester City being the one-way champions with only 2 losses, Newcastle in 2nd and Arsenal in 3rd. And even the FA Cup is dominated by Manchester City, who win that over Arsenal. We actually knocked out West Ham in round 4 replay, before in round 5 though getting knocked out by West Bromwich. That wasn't great, but at least we made it into the round of 16 here. Newcastle also win a title, the Carabao Cup over Liverpool, 2-1. Whilst we've gotten knocked out on the bottom right here by Burton Albion, which is a disgrace in the Carabao Cup, I'm not gonna lie. Without Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Šmodić, we would have been relegated. Aubameyang with 11 goals, great signing. 10 for Šmodić, the man Ipswich Town signed in real life. He seems to be a good guy here, an Irishman. Hutchinson has scored 5 goals, but look at the drop-off here from Šmodić and Aubameyang to Hutchinson and Delap. Looking at the ratings here, Haraldsson up to a 76, he's now a left winger as well. Hutchinson up to a 73, Aubameyang down to a 78, Šmodić up to a 75. We have Phillips at a 78, Reeves even up to a 75 alongside Tuanzebe, Johnson 76. The backline is looking good, Navas in goal has gone down to a 79, but still a very good backline. Maybe Morsey could get replaced now, but I don't know by whom. Where is maybe Kajust, who is 2 overall higher and about 8 years younger, so he will replace Captain Morsey. 16th in the Premier League. We've just about survived by the skin of our teeth. Things have to change for Season 2, but I'm grateful that we are still here at Ipswich Town in the Premier League. To start off the second season, I'm gonna show you 5 players who I've promoted and loaned out to different clubs. Hutton, Davies, Bryan, Turner and Evans all come up from the youth academy. Let's see how they develop in the upcoming seasons. On the other hand, we'll have both Keylor Navas and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, both retiring at the end of the season. So, yeah, 2 seasons with them. Hopefully they can help us stay up this season as well. I've also made a whole host of changes in the squad. Broadhead goes to Bologna, 3.6 million. Taylor to Southampton for 2.6. Burgess, the rotational centre-back, to Norwich for 2.2. And then Townsend for 1.5 to Monza. To start off the second season, we go in for an absolute game changer for us. He's 21, 79, a former wonder kid. From Barcelona he comes in for 30.5 million it is. Ansu Fati, joining Ipswich Town, a big signing, the biggest so far. Well, after signing Fati, we are down to 24 million in our budget and we still have 2 transfers that we can make. Our second and probably final signing of this second season is for centre-back who just recently joined Como in Italy, the newly promoted Italians. His contract was expiring. It is Rafael Varane joining us here in the second season for 21 million from Como, and that nearly wipes out all of our budget. Centre-back Varane is 83 rated, 31 years of age. He will give us a good couple of years here. A steady centre-back still. Nearly world class, even at 31. Fati 21.79. Aubameyang and Navas are going to retire at the end of the season. They are both 37 and Aubameyang is 35. So yeah, let's see a little bit of an improvement this season, of course, with Fati and Varane. Which makes Hutchinson on our bench, of course. Put him on the bench. Just like Delap, who might just take over for Aubameyang through the course of this season, just like Muric, who could overtake from Navas very soon. Second season with Ipswich is done, and we finish in a comfortable 13th spot. I take that, absolutely guys. 12 wins, 10 draws, 16 losses, 46 points. We are well and far away from Southampton, who are on 26 points, so we are 20 points above them. Champions are Arsenal, 3 points ahead of Newcastle, who have done a good rebuild themselves here. The FA Cup goes to Man United over Coventry of all teams. How have they got there? Whilst we got knocked out by Leicester in round 4, very early doors. The Carabao goes to Man City over Everton, and here we've been knocked out in round 2 by West Ham. Ansu Fati is our best scorer this season. He was the big transfer. And he scored 10 goals, 2 assists, up to an 83 at 22 years of age. We've really revived his career. Aubameyang with 10 goals as well. I mean, he's got down to a 75, still scored 10 goals. Great return. Haraldsson with 9, Delap with 7. He will take over from Aubameyang. He could already do it. He's already 3 higher rated. And Aubameyang will, of course, retire at the end of the season. The team is coming together nicely. We have Varane, of course, who is still only 32, 83 overall. He kept his overall. Greaves at a 78, 24 years of age. 25-year-old Davies, still a good backline. 25-year-old Johnson. None of them under the overall of 77. We have Muric at a 79, still only 26. But we'll need a new goalkeeper as Navas will, of course, retire. As well as a new striker as Aubameyang retires as well. 13th spot, I'm very okay with that. The cups have been a bit horrendous, but I don't massively care at this moment in time. I care more about the growth of this squad, and I'm really intrigued to see what our budget will be like in Season 3. This challenge with Ipswich is not easy by any stretch. 55 million, not the greatest of budgets here for Season 3, I'm not gonna lie. First in this third season, I'm going in for a free agent, not gonna cost us a lot of money. A Frenchman, I don't know, maybe Lacazette's regen, by the name of Noé Vidal, joining us from the free agency list for €0. I have just made a game-changing signing for us. 31-year-old, 89-rated goalkeeper from Brazil. His contract was expiring. I am talking about Ederson from Manchester City. 43 million only, cost us an absolute bargain. I've even found this man, Marcus Mann, in our youth academy. I've just promoted him. He's an exciting prospect, 17-year-old, 68 rated already. I then proceed to sell both Connor Chaplin to Athletic Club of all clubs. I mean, that's not realistic because they only sign Basque players, but oh well. 17 million we get for him. And 10 million for Axel Twanzebe, who wanted to leave the club. I granted his wish. We have 3 centre-backs better than him. Which means that we are back up to 27 million for a single final player. Not too bad. I have just sold another centre-back in Luke Wolfenden for 9.5 million to Clermont Foot. We are now a bit short on centre-back options though. But then again, if you look at the team, we have CDM Turner who returned from loan. He's a 69 rated 18-year-old. Man is 17-year-old, 68 rated substitute in the centre-back spot. I know it's not ideal, but I don't think it's too bad either. Because who we bring in next is an absolute game changer, a second game changer of this window. We let go of Chaplin to bring in Pablo Torre for 25 million, club record signing. No, not club record signing, that was Edison. But very close to it as well. Pablo Torre. I have found one final player from the youth academy, Eden Parkinson, what a name. He's 63 rated, the left winger, 80 to 94 potential. I am going to promote him to the first team. Well, this is our final team for Season 3. Delab is up to a 78, he's now 22. Fatih, still also only 22, 83 overall. Haraldsson 22, 81. We have Pablo Torre, who is now our cam. He's 22 as well, very young team now. Kajus 26, 77. We have the experienced Varane at the back, alongside Ederson. Our game-changing signing, 31, 89 overall. And then finally, 19-year-old, 75 rated, Vidal. Season 3 with Ipswich Town is done and dusted, and we are in 9th spot, top 10 finish, 54 points as well. 14 wins, 12 draws, 12 losses. We have Manchester City once again atop the Premier League. 88 points, 10 ahead of Arsenal, and Chelsea in 3rd and Liverpool in 4th. City do the double over Wolves in the FA Cup. We have been knocked out in round 4 in the replay by Newcastle United on pens. City even do the treble in the Carabao Cup, they defeat Spurs. While here we have been knocked out in round 3 to Brighton. A season of steady progress, I would say. 12 goals for Haraldsson, up to an 84, he's only 23 still. Smodic with 12 goals from backup cam. Right winger Fatih with 10 goals. 6 for Torre and 6 assists and 6 goals for Delap, as well as backup striker Vidal, who is now already on the same overall. I'm a bit disappointed by the growth of Delap, but otherwise this team is coming together nicely. Kashis at a 78, maybe we can look into replacing him, as well as Johnson. Davies for now is keeping his spot. But yeah, this team is coming together nicely. Ederson still at 90 overall at 32. I never expected this Ipswich Town rebuild to be smooth sailing at all times. But 9th spot in the Premier League in the 3rd season is a dub, I would say. The first signing we make with Ipswich Town in the 4th season is a very big one, a former Real Madrid player. In real life, he's a PSG player, but he is a free agent here. It is Marco Asensio joining Ipswich Town, the Tractor Boys. A second very crucial player is a very young one, as opposed to the experienced Marco Asensio. He's from Manchester City in real life, but here he comes from Juventus. It's the Englishman Rico Lewis rejoining the Premier League, rejoining Ipswich Town for 30 million. Our final signing of this fourth season with Ipswich Town is for a 24-year-old CDM. I've never bought him before. It is Mandela Keita joining us for 60 million plus Jens Liskajust, who was just... yeah, he was the lowest rated player in that starting 11. Keita seems like a very decent player. He's 24, 80 overall. Still a lot of room to grow. Phillips, the captain, is also 80 overall. And so is Luis at 21 years of age, though, only. Asensio, of course, now, to fit him into the team is not going to be easy at all. But I think we might just put him in here, in that camp spot, so that we have Torre on the bench. Maybe convert Asensio to a cam. We've also done a lot of business in terms of outgoings, as Callum Hutton goes to Aruca for 2 years. Davies goes to Boavista for 2 years as well. Just like Martin to Sheffield United. I think that are all the loans. And then we've also sold Schmodic to Bologna for 10.8 million. Clark, the right back, as we now have a new one in Luis, for 4.5 to Mallorca. And then Hurst for 5.3 to Offenheim. I mean, we have really cleared out our squad here. I think that every player is going to play a lot of games. We have Asensio in the starting 11, but he's already 30, so Torre is waiting in the wings. He will also play a lot of games still. Man up to his 4th season is done and dusted, and we have made a massive jump up. 5th spot, 63 points, 18 wins out of 38. What a season, 63 points is absolutely fantastic. Still 19 behind Man United, but we have made a clear jump up here. Liverpool defeat Sunderland of all clubs to win the FA Cup, while we have been beaten by Arsenal in the round of 16 or round 5. Arsenal win the Carabao Cup over Newcastle, while we have been knocked out by the same Newcastle in the quarterfinals. Have the first glance at European competitions. Real Madrid win the Champions League over Inter on penalties. In the Europa League, it is PSG defeating Roma. What are PSG doing in the Europa League? And Conference League, finally, it is Mallorca's turn to win it over the Hungarian outsiders of Ferencváros. The goals look a little bit bleak. 13 for Vidal is great. He's up to an 82. It was nice to trust him as the starting striker. 12 for Haraldsson, 10 for Hutchinson. Only 9 for Fati and 3 assists is a bit disappointing, but 11 assists for Asensio is great. And the team is looking very fun as well here. Not a lot of players under the overall of 80, apart from Greaves in the starting 11. Luis up to an 83, we have Keita up to an 82. Even Phillips has gone up. As I said, here we can put Torre in the camp spot. Otherwise, Vidal, who is now clear of Delap, who is only 79. We've also promoted yet another left back, because yeah, we don't have a lot of real left backs or right backs in the squad here. We have done a quite good job in this 4th season with Ipswich Town, 5th in the Premier League, round 5 in the FA Cup and quarterfinals of the Carabao. There is a massive improvement to be seen. Let's see if this can continue the same way in season number 5. We have sold former Youth Academy product Evan Stacey, who has lost his potential tag, for 8.6 million, his release clause to Rangers, and Liam Delap to Burnley for 23.9. As we need a new striker, I want to get a new striker. Delap wasn't really filling me with confidence in terms of his rating. We now have an unthinkable 204 million in our budget, incredible. We immediately splashed the cash on a big Premier League striker from Newcastle United. He's 27 years of age, sweet. You guys guessed it. It is Alexander Isak joining us from Newcastle for 72 million. His contract was expiring. We got an absolute bargain on him. The second signing we make is for another big player. He's 29, an Italian, 86 rated. Coming in from Juventus for 47 million, it is Manuel Locatelli. Also, his contract was expiring. And finally, on a 5-year deal, we sign yet another player. Centre-back, 21 years of age, a man for present and future. It is Lenny Yoro joining us from PSG in this save for 40 million. he completes our defense. Another thing I want to show you is that all the reserves here are players who either were just about promoted to the first team or returned from loan, like Burrows and Parkinson. Burrows up to a 78, the youth academy player, and Parkinson up to a 74. He might just get loaned out, but Burrows already gets game time this season. We have Vidal, who drops to the bench, still a very good bench player now. Just like our former captain Calvin Phillips, 31-81, he's getting older. And Jacob Greaves, who finally gets replaced by Lenny Yoro, 21-81, already our highest rated centre-back, with Varane now going down. Look at Halil swaps in that if I find him in that... Look at Halil swaps in that if I find him in that CDM spot here, 29-86. And of course, big striker Alexander Isak still has got left a lot to give. 27-87 overall. I'm really excited to see how we go in this season, where we'll be, of course, in the end of Season 5 is upon us, and we are once again in the 5th position, 67 points, and only 4 points of Arsenal this time, but I'm really happy with our progression. We are a very good team now in the Premier League, a top 5 team for the 2nd consecutive season, and it is Manchester City once again, the champions, ahead of Man United. However, we do win our first trophy, defeating Liverpool in the FA Cup. That is a big top. The Carabao goes to Man United over Brighton. And here we've got the knocked out in round 4, the round of 16, I think, by Brighton. The Champions League goes to Juventus over Atletico Madrid. We were, of course, in Group A in the Europa League, alongside Genk, PAOK and Molde, but we only finished in 2nd, a bit disappointing. We had to go to the preliminary round where we just about overcame Leverkusen on penalties. Wow. Round of 16, we overcame Atalanta as well. What a tough run. Quarterfinals against Lens we won. In the semis, we got knocked out by Union Berlin. What a tough way to get knocked out. 7-6 on penalties. In the final, it is Union Berlin winning the Europa League against Newcastle. And finally, the Conference League goes to Roma over Braga. Alexander Isak, we know why we bought him. 20 goals, 10 assists, he just delivers from the get-go. 86 rated Fati now at 25 years of age. 15 goals for him, 15 for Vidal as well, up to an 83. 12 for Haraldsson, who is nearly 90 rated as well. Great. I mean, we will need a new centre-back probably because Varane is going down more and more. Man is 79 rated, but he has somehow lost his potential tag. We can see what we do there, but Greaves, yeah, maybe for now we put him there and Varane on the bench. Otherwise, this team is coming together very nicely. 86 Luis, 86 Fati, 88 Isak. We have 86 Torre. A fantastic midfield with Keita at 83 already. Ederson still, though, at 91. Having had a closer look at the stats and at the squad as well, I'm slightly disappointed that we didn't do better in the Premier League. We could have qualified for Champions League football, just about didn't. We at least won the FA Cup, Europa League semi-finalists. I am really expecting a lot from us because next season we'll once again play Europa League in Season 6. First signing in this 6th season with Ipswich Town is for a world-class centre-back whose contract was expiring in 11 months. A Dutchman. In Matthijs de Ligt joining us from Real Madrid of all clubs for 79 million, a big price. Still a bargain though for an 89 rated centre-back. A second big signing of this summer to really transform this club into one of the best in the Premier League, being able to compete in every single competition. We have signed the CDM from Roma in this save. PSG plays in real life. 77 million for Manuel Ugarte, the Uruguayan CDM. Coming together for the 6th season. We have Ugarte at the CDM spot, 27-86 overall. We immediately replace Greaves with, of course, our new centre-back, which I don't find. Here he is. And Greaves goes to the bench ahead of Varane. Of course, Matthijs de Ligt I'm talking about. 28-89, he will transform this club. Ugarte, of course, as I said, 27-86. And this makes Keita going to the bench a much bigger, much better bench now. Phillips even could complete with that CDM spot. I mean, we have a lot of places now on that bench. Burrows, 82 rated. Vidal, 83. Season 6 is done and dusted, and we are the Premier League champions. After twice finishing in 5th, we are now the champions in a very tight title race. In the end, 4 points ahead of Liverpool, only 6 losses all season long, 21 wins, is what gets us over the line. I'm really proud of the boys. The Community Shield at the beginning of the season has been lost on penalties against Manchester City, as we were of course the FA Cup winners. FA Cup goes to Aston Villa over Man City, while we have been knocked out in round 3 in the replay against Nottingham Forest. The Carabao goes to Aston Villa as well. They've won 2 trophies, whilst we have been knocked out in round 3 by Newcastle. Absolutely brilliant. Champions League goes to Dortmund, surprisingly, over Man City. We were in the Europa League where we topped our group, 0 losses ahead of Sociedad. In the preliminary round we didn't play, round of 16, we defeated Copenhagen 3-0. Quarterfinals 4-2 against Stade Rennes. But in the semis we got destroyed by Milan. Celtic defeated Real Madrid, and in the end it is Milan winning the Europa League. And finally, the Conference League goes to Germany, to Gladbach over Lask from Austria. 19 goals for Haraldsson. This man is our diamond in the rough. 12 for Vidal, 9 for Isak. I'm really disappointed by this. I would have expected more goals by Isak. Vidal has scored more than him. Asensio with 8, 7 goals and 10 assists for Torre, but Isak's 9 goals are disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, looking at this squad, we have a menacing squad. Next season, of course, we will be in the Champions League. Could we maybe improve our defense a little bit to get it onto the level of our offense and midfield? Maybe a better centre-back than Euro. He's not really developed that nicely. Varane will retire at the end of the season. Where is he? 77, now 36. So we might just see if we can bring in a new centre-back. I don't know why the manager rating is that low, but we have won the Premier League. We have reached the semi-final of the Europa League. Quite close to winning it twice now. The Europa League, twice in the semi-finals. But next season we'll of course play in the Champions League in Season 7, and I'm really looking forward to it. Even though we have bags of money, I have decided to go in for a centre-back. World class, but already 32. His contract was expiring. You guys know how much I love that. That's why I brought in Ruben Diaz for 69 million, naughty number. Second player we've specifically brought in to strengthen that back line is the left back Destiny Udogie, who will at least give competition, if not overtake Davies completely. But then we have a very good left-sided back line, 75 million. From Liverpool he cost us. We have then proceeded to make a triple clear out. Callum Hutton, 21.8 million to Lazio. Turner, another youth academy product, 22.80 rated, 25 million to Arsenal. And finally, the one who probably will hurt the most, an exciting prospect in Evan Parkinson. I wanted to get the million in just to be able to go in for one final player. Because just like that, we are up to 153 million in our budget. That one final player we go in for is a game changer. A man, 92 overall, a winger. He's 5 higher rated than Ansu Fati. That's the position I want to upgrade on. Here he gets a royal presentation coming in from Napoli. He's a Georgian, of course, by now you guys must have guessed it. It is Kvicha Kvaratskhelia joining us for 140 million plus Felix Davies, who returned from loan. Another sacrificed youth academy lamb. But I'm not really mad about that. Because look at this team now. The bench with Fati, 26.87. Keita on the bench as well. Kvaratskhelia in the starting 11. He's a left winger / right winger. He's 28.92. Haraldsson on the other hand is 26.91. We have Udogie, of course, who came into the club alongside Diaz. Udogie 26.86. Diaz already 32.90 overall though. I mean, this team is really one of the best teams I've ever created. Maybe not the midfield, but the attack certainly, as well as the centre-back spots and the goalkeeper. I'm really excited to see what we can do in the Champions League, because we must be one of the top 5 favourites to win it all together. Final piece of business in this transfer window, selling Omari Hutchinson for 51.4 million to Napoli. He was only our 5th string winger now. We got the first test of this season in the Wembley Stadium against the FA Cup winners of Aston Villa in the Community Shield, and we lose it actually. That's a bad start. Luis and Isak scored for us. A lot happened here. But Ben Seguier with a brace, with a hat-trick actually for Aston Villa. This season, in our first ever visit to the Champions League, we'll be alongside Juventus, Sevilla and Copenhagen, a group where we should get out of and maybe fight for. We have arrived at the halfway point of season number 7 and we are once again atop the Premier League, only 2 losses after 20 games. On same points though as Manchester City, 6 ahead of West Ham. And in the Champions League, we've absolutely smoked that group. 4 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses, 4 points out of Juventus. We go through to the round of 16, where we'll face Inter Milan. Not an easy draw by any stretch. But yeah, then San Siro for the first leg of the round of 16 matchup in the Champions League. Against Inter, can we get a first win here? No, it's a draw actually. 2-2, Isak and Locatelli score our goals, but Lautaro and Scott cancel it out. Second leg at home at Portman Road. Can we get through against the Inter? First leg was a draw, and the second leg is just about ourselves getting through, even though we were behind through Lautaro. Ramos gave them the equaliser, but our goals came through Locatelli, Kvaratskhelia and Haraldsson. In the 113th in extra time, we just about pulled through against Inter. I mean, this is a real grind. In the quarterfinals, it is Barcelona coming to Portman Road on the first leg here. Can we get an advantage over the Catalan Giants? Yes, it's a 3-2 win from the first leg. Højlund gave Barca the lead. Hassan scored for them as well. But Pablo Torre with a brace and Haraldsson with the final winner. Can we confirm that big win from the first leg in the second in Barcelona? 3-2 up from the first and we win again. A 2-1 win. Listas gave them a back consolation in the 86th, but Torre once again and Isak in the second minute score our goals to put us through to the semi-finals on a 5-3 aggregate win against the Catalan Giants Barcelona. We are ready to make big moves. And in the semi-finals we will face, of all teams, Olympique Marseille, a big outsider to win the Champions League this season. Can we get an advantage here at the Stade Vélodrome in Marseille? Yes, just about 2-1 win. Kvara and Udogi scored our goals. Rongier gave them one back and they stand a little chance here after that goal. Today is the day, 15th of May, to make dreams come true against Marseille. Which outsider is going to the final? It is ourselves. Asensio and Ugarte score our goals. Colombo with a brace for Marseille, but that's just not enough. Ipswich Town off to a Champions League final. On the 8th of June 2030, we will face Borussia Dortmund to complete this rebuild with Ipswich Town. In the Premier League, we just about don't make it as back-to-back champions. 1 more loss than Manchester City, same amount of draws, 3 points behind them on second place. We are even the bridesmaid in the FA Cup as we have been defeated by Burnley of all clubs in the final. Carabao goes to Man City over Spurs. While here we have been knocked out in round 3 very early doors by Leeds United on penalties. The Europa League goes to Sevilla in an old Spanish affair against Atletico Madrid. And the Conference League goes to Belgium, very surprisingly, to Westerlo over Valencia. I mean, once again, 20 goals for Isak, not bad. 16 goals, 12 assists for Newman Quara up to a 93. 13 goals for Haraldsson. Burrows, the Youth Academy player with 11 goals, 10 goals for Torre and even 10 for Vidal and Fati. And just before we play the Champions League final, this is how our squad is looking like. Fantastic in each and every position. No player in the starting 11 below the overall of 87 with Udogi being the lowest rated. A phenomenal front line, fantastic centre backs. It hasn't gone down by 1, but Louis up by 1 as well. This team is ready to clinch the UEFA Champions League in Season 7. Here we are then, Estadio Metropolitano is the venue in Madrid, the Atletico Stadium for Ipswich Town against Borussia Dortmund. Kvara with a great intervention is already there. And we play some silky smooth football here very early doors. It is! Oh, good pass but good intervention. Good ball once again in behind here for Dortmund. It is Mazilou. Mazilou gets the ball back and great save Ederson. Corner kick Ruben Neves for Dortmund. We get it out but not only as far as this guy Smith Rowe, but Ederson is there. Here is Nonto, who is the winger for Dortmund in this case. Plays the ball inside. It's Smith Rowe. Still Smith Rowe, but the Ligt is there and I think that's a free kick. Oh my god, what a chance for Dortmund. How was that even a free kick? I don't believe it. But Mazilou or Neves. It's Neves, post, and they score. Off the rebound. Great agility here from the Dortmund player. Look at it. It's Ruben Neves with that free kick off the post. And then a fantastic goal. I don't know who scored it, but it's Dortmund's number 6. But we try to react immediately here through Alexander Isak. It's Torre. And a great save by Kobel. Torre on the corner kick. It's a good game. It's the Ligt and another save. I haven't really seen enough of our midfield players, Manuel Ugarte and company. Ugarte, now he goes with a good run into Torre. That's what I want to see. Torre! Good save, Kobel. Kobel is the man of the match so far. We have had many more chances, but Kobel is always there. Here is Pablo Torre. Into Kvara. Kvara looking for Isak. Alexander Isak. Big chance now, he scores! Alexander Isak. 1-1. Ipswich Town on the score sheet. That was a brilliant display. Kvara into Isak. He's just so strong and a good finisher. Kobel doesn't stand a chance now. It's Boniface against Ugarte, who does play a good second half, but here he fouls him apparently. They all go down and the referee even calls it. Boniface will try to strike that from there and he's hit the crossbar. However, now he could go on a counter. It's Pablo Torre. Can he get away from Kosunu? Torre against Kosunu does so well. Torre! Oh, what a save, Kobel. Good display. It's already 90th minute. It's Locatelli. Good ball. It's Isak. Alexander Isak! With the winner in the 2nd minute of extra time. Of added time, actually. What a ball by Locatelli. This is it. Torre into, of course, Alexander Isak with a brace. He wasn't much to be seen, but he's so clinical. And this time, Kobel can't keep it out either. It's 2-1 to Ipswich Town in the dying stages. It's kickoff and it's done already. Ipswich Town on top of Europe. They are crowned the champions of the Champions League after 7 grinding, cruel seasons. We have finally done it with the final promoted team to the Premier League. Even though we went behind by Yeller, Isak has turned the game around. We have not only made Ipswich Town the best team in England in the Premier League, winning that, of course, last season, but also this season, defeating Borussia Dortmund and the others in the Champions League to crown Ipswich Town the best team in Europe. But lads, if you enjoyed this video, this rebuild, the final rebuild of the 3 promoted sides, then please consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, tell me in the comments what other challenges you'd like to see next with FC25, of course, around the corner. For now, I'm gonna leave you alone. Enjoy the celebrations as Matthijs de Ligt will lift the Champions League for Ipswich Town.